Question 12a. Use the principle of mathematical induction to show that for all integers n greater than or equal to 1, 1 multiplied by 2 plus 2 multiplied by 5 plus 3 multiplied by 8 plus ... plus n multiplied by 3n minus 1 equals n squared multiplied by n plus 1. The first step is to show the statement is true for some value of n. And in this case, the smallest value of n that we can choose is n equals 1. From the left-hand side, we have 1 multiplied by 2, which equals 2. And from the right-hand side, we have 1 squared multiplied by 1 plus 1, which also equals 2. Left-hand side equals right-hand side, hence the statement is true for n equals 1. The next step is to assume the statement is true for n equals k. That is 1 multiplied by 2 plus 2 multiplied by 5 plus ... plus k multiplied by 3k minus 1 is equal to k squared multiplied by k plus 1. And I've labelled this line with an asterisk. The next step is to show the statement is true for n equals k plus 1. From the left-hand side, we have 1 multiplied by 2 plus 2 multiplied by 5 plus ... plus k multiplied by 3k minus 1 plus k plus 1 multiplied by 3 outside of k plus 1 minus 1. And that equals k squared multiplied by k plus 1 plus k plus 1 multiplied by 3k plus 2. And that's from the assumption. So we can replace this part of the left-hand side with k squared multiplied by k plus 1 and simplifying k plus 1 multiplied by 3 outside of k plus 1 minus 1, which is k plus 1 multiplied by 3k plus 2. Factorising out k plus 1, left-hand side is equal to k plus 1 outside of k squared plus 3k plus 2. And factorising this monic quadratic, we have left-hand sides equal to k plus 1 multiplied by k plus 1 multiplied by k plus 2. And that equals k plus 1 all squared multiplied by k plus 2. And that equals n squared multiplied by n plus 1 since n equals k plus 1. And that equals the right-hand side of the original statement. To conclude, the statement is true for n equals 1 and n equals k plus 1. Hence, by the principle of mathematical induction, the statement is true for all integers n greater than or equal to 1.